Hello everyone and welcome back to Figure Study, where we appreciate the form in Transformers, and today I'm going to be taking a look at another Generations toy. This time it is Brainstorm. Generations Brainstorm. I figure with the Titans Return finally kicking off and Brainstorm at some point coming out in the future, why not take a look at the older but not oldest Brainstorm that I've got. Okay, that's not true. This is the oldest Brainstorm that I've got because I no longer have the G1 Brainstorm that I used to have. But anyway, we're taking a look at Generations Brainstorm. So, he is this funky spaceship thing. I'll just fold that up real quick. There we go. And yeah, I mean, he's very simple, very basic. He's just a very, very turquoise space fighter, sort of want to be an X-Wing type deal. I mean, seriously, if you fold these down, he's kind of got a little bit of an X-Wing thing going. Maybe fold those out a little bit more. Maybe. I don't know. He just kind of looks like he's depressed. But yeah, he's a futuristic fighter type deal, and he looks all right. I mean, he's kind of obviously got a robot folded up underneath him, but for the most part, looks pretty good. I like how there is some detail here, specifically in the guns, and just like a little bit of detail along the rest of the vehicle here. But I like this little bit of silver that's picked out on the sides as well as the top here. It looks good. And the Autobot logos, thankfully that silver helps them to stand out, because if that was just red, that you wouldn't be able to see that. So he looks all right. Not really much in the way of, like, he's got these little boosters back here, and these I think are supposed to imply boosters, but they don't really. I don't know. It's this is a little weird, but whatever. This is nice though, and I like that it's painted. And the rest is just robot junk. But yeah, he looks pretty good. And the see-through cockpit is perfect for showing off the little headmaster. Oh, the little headmaster inside. And this is pre-Titans Return headmaster. So put Brainstorm off to the side for now. Take a look at this guy. He is a headmaster, so he's, pretty bare bones, simple. But it's nice that they painted the arms. There's some nice actual molding in there. Practically no posability, but the actual molded detail is nice. The painted detail, what little there is nice, and they actually were able to paint that teeny tiny little face, which is very, very cool. He looks all right. This weird little swoop back helmet thing, and of course the arms that are just wings. But he's a headmaster, which means, of course, that he turns into a head. So now we'll just take a quick look at Brainstorm's noggin. And this looks good. This does look quite nice. Let's make sure that's all lined up. I think that's all lined up properly. Yeah, it looks good. There's just enough paint where it needs to be. He's got the yellow eyes, the orange faceplate. Sorry, my fingers are kind of messed up. I've been messing with a lot of toys with tight tolerances. And yeah, he looks good. The molding is also really nice. I really like this detail on the side. And like the little bit of detail on the face mask there, it looks good. The only real gripe I have with him is that he's got this nonsense here, which I think is just meant to be a heel for the headmaster, but it kind of is unsightly and gets in the way. Whatever. So that's the robot head. Let's say we take a look at the robot body. It's pretty much going to look like this, but we'll see. Be right back. And yeah, it's his Brainstorm's robot mode is pretty much the ship, just vertical, with the limbs folded out, but that's totally just the top of the ship. So Might as well finish him off here. Pop that in. Pop that in. Pop that in. Come on. Should I push this down a little bit? Why aren't you going in? There we go. Okay. Yeesh. Doop doop doo. Dig that they put ball joints on there. So yeah, Brainstorm. He is simple. He is exceedingly simple. His vehicle mode is obvious, his robot mode is obvious. But I kind of get him into a slightly more natural looking pose. I kind of really like the way he looks. He does look really cool. I mean, it's simple. It is undeniably simple, but it's so neat. It really is. He is Brainstorm. He's quintessential Brainstorm. He's got all these nice angles in the shoulders. He's got the slightly weird pointed clown feet that I'm not too big on, but he actually, the colors at least carry through and all over his body so they don't stand out too much other than just being very long and pointy. Although he does have decent heels, so there's that. I like the turquoise, and I think it's broken up nicely here. I'm okay with the light for the forearms. I've already said the head is really cool. I even like how there's this little bit of pull him a little closer here. You can see there's even this little red detail here that just adds a little bit more visual interest into the chest and kind of also mimics the look of the wings. And I mean, you can fold these all the way back if you want, but honestly, I think they look better slightly flared out. But yeah, it's kind of like this interesting kind of repeated pattern with the wing shape. And then also some nice silver in the chest there. Not a whole lot of molded detail on him, to be honest. There is some in the forearms, but most of his molding is actually very simple, which is fine. I think it actually works perfectly well for him. There's enough detail where there needs to be detail. It is kind of weird, though, that you've got these vents that didn't seem to serve any real function in vehicle mode, yet they get covered by the wings in robot mode. It's just I appreciate that detail's there, but it seems kind of superfluous. But anyway, he looks good. The chest, the cockpit in the chest is, of course, Brainstorm, but it also looks good. And he's got the little flip down speed and strength readout thing, which I don't really think is necessary, because that was something that you only really saw if you flipped down the headmaster flap, whereas here it's always visible, which is weird. I don't know. I don't normally walk around with my vitals displayed on my chest, but that's what he wants to do. And then, of course, on the back, he has the nose attached to his back. But it actually is a nice little bit of kibble that works just fine. And keeping the guns attached works for him. And, you can take them off and he can hold them, but I don't want to. Also, he's got very weak wrists that just like to wobble, so trying to get him to hold his guns in a decent position is a little bit of a pain. But yeah, I mean, overall, I really dig Brainstorm's look. He's nicely proportioned, nicely angular. Just standing there, he looks pretty darn cool. You don't even need to put him in a fancy pose. He looks cool. He's really neat. But I am really interested in seeing what the Titans Return Brainstorm is ultimately going to be like. Not the Comic-Con one that came out, but the official release. And who knows, by the time this video goes up, I may have it in hand anyway. But anyway, he is cool. He's got some nice color distribution. I dig. I've always kind of been a fan of the Headmasters, specifically Brainstorm, because he's the one that I had when I was growing up. So, of course, that's the one that I'm yes. So I was happy to get him, and he is very cool. He is simplistic, but it works really well for him. This could have gone south very quickly, but I think they did a surprisingly great job with making something so simple. Anyway, that has been my look at Generations Brainstorm. we'll see what happens with future brainstorms. But for now, thank you everybody for watching. As per usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Any combination of those three will make me a happy Rob. And remember, art is more than meets the eye.